Do you often think of bananas as the perfect healthy snack, quick, delicious, and packed with energy? For most people, bananas truly live up to their reputation as a superfruit. They help digestion, boost heart health, and even improve mood. But here's the hidden truth. For some people over 50, eating bananas can quietly harm the body instead of helping it. What seems like a harmless fruit could actually trigger dangerous health problems that many never connect to bananas at all. In fact, studies show that under certain conditions, just 2 bananas a day may be enough to push your body past safe limits, increasing the risk of complications that can affect your heart, your kidneys, and even your overall survival. The danger is silent but real. Yet the encouraging part is this: if you know when to be careful, you can protect yourself and still make smart food choices every day. Welcome back to Seniors Over 50, the channel where we share science-backed tips to help you eat smarter, live stronger, and age with confidence. Today we're uncovering 3 groups of people who should absolutely avoid bananas, and you'll want to stay until the end, because the final group is the one most people overlook, yet it's the most dangerous of all. Let's get started. Group 3, people with diabetes and insulin resistance. Bananas are often celebrated as a nearly perfect fruit, rich in potassium, magnesium, vitamin B6, and fiber, while providing quick natural energy. For most healthy individuals, they can be part of a balanced diet. However, for people over 50 who live with diabetes or insulin resistance, bananas pose a unique risk. These conditions alter how the body processes carbohydrates, making certain fruits, especially those with higher sugar content, more problematic. Understanding the science behind this risk highlights why bananas, despite their benefits, should be eaten with extreme caution by this group. The first reason bananas can be harmful for diabetics and those with insulin resistance lies in their carbohydrate and sugar composition. A medium banana, weighing around 118 grams, contains about 27 grams of carbohydrates and roughly 14 grams of sugar. For someone with diabetes, that amount is significant. The American Diabetes Association recommends limiting carbohydrate intake to 45-60 grams per meal for most adults with diabetes. This means that 1 banana alone could account for nearly half of an individual's carbohydrate allowance, leaving little room for other foods. Since insulin-resistant cells do not respond effectively to insulin, the body struggles to clear glucose from the bloodstream, leading to prolonged high blood sugar. Another critical factor is the glycemic index, GI, of bananas. The GI ranks foods on how quickly they raise blood sugar compared to pure glucose. GI equals 100. Bananas fall in the medium range, with values typically between 42 and 62. But this number is not fixed. It depends heavily on ripeness. Green, unripe bananas contain more resistant starch, which digests slowly and behaves more like fiber. As the banana ripens, this resistant starch converts into free sugars, raising the GI closer to the high range. A ripe, sweet banana may therefore trigger a faster and stronger blood sugar spike compared to a green or firm yellow one. Scientific studies illustrate this difference clearly. In a study published in the Journal of Nutrition and Metabolism, 2012, researchers found that individuals with type 2 diabetes experienced a 12–15% higher post-meal glucose rise after consuming ripe bananas, compared with unripe ones. Another trial reported that repeated glucose spikes can worsen insulin resistance and increase the risk of cardiovascular complications. For seniors over 50, this is especially concerning because diabetes already raises the risk of heart disease, kidney problems, and nerve damage. The danger is not only short-term glucose spikes, but also the long-term impact on the body. Chronic hyperglycemia accelerates blood vessel damage and inflammation, which in turn raises the risk of blindness, kidney failure, and stroke. Research from the National Institute on Aging shows that older adults with poorly controlled blood sugar are up to 50% more likely to develop dementia than those with stable glucose control. Something as seemingly harmless as eating a ripe banana daily can silently contribute to these complications over the years. Does this mean people with diabetes should never eat bananas? Not necessarily. The key is choosing the right type and portion. Green or slightly underripe bananas contain higher amounts of resistant starch and lower amounts of free sugar, leading to a gentler impact on blood sugar. Studies have shown resistant starch may even improve insulin sensitivity, when consumed in moderation. Another option is to eat half a banana instead of a whole one, thereby reducing the carbohydrate load to about 13 grams. Pairing bananas with protein or healthy fats, such as Greek yogurt, nuts, or peanut butter, can further slow sugar absorption and reduce glycemic impact. Banana varieties also matter. The large Cavendish bananas common in U.S. supermarkets are high in sugar, but red bananas and baby bananas tend to be smaller and slightly lower in sugar per serving. Cooking methods, such as boiling green bananas, may also reduce their glycemic effect by preserving resistant starch. Regardless of type, diabetics should always monitor their blood sugar 1 to 2 hours after eating to see how their body responds. Group 2, people with kidney disease and impaired kidney function. Bananas are celebrated worldwide as a superfood, rich in potassium, vitamin B6, fiber, and antioxidants. For healthy individuals, they provide quick energy, support heart health, and aid digestion. However, for people living with chronic kidney disease, CKD, or reduced kidney function, bananas can pose a serious health risk. The very nutrients that make bananas beneficial for most people, especially their high potassium content, can become harmful when the kidneys are no longer able to regulate mineral balance effectively. The primary issue is potassium overload. A medium-sized banana, about 118 grams, contains approximately 422 milligrams of potassium. For healthy adults, the recommended daily intake is around 3,400 milligrams, and the kidneys easily excrete excess potassium. But in individuals with kidney impairment, the ability to filter and eliminate potassium is reduced. This leads to a condition known as hyperkalemia, or elevated potassium in the blood. Hyperkalemia is not just a minor imbalance, it can be life-threatening. According to the National Kidney Foundation, potassium levels above 6 milliliters are considered dangerous, potentially leading to muscle weakness, irregular heartbeat, or even cardiac arrest. Scientific studies confirm this risk. A 2018 analysis in the Clinical Journal of the American Society of Nephrology found that 30 to 50% of patients with stage 3-5 chronic kidney disease experienced recurrent hyperkalemia, often linked to dietary potassium intake. Since just 2 medium bananas can contribute nearly 850 mg of potassium, eating them daily may quickly push levels above the safe threshold. For patients on dialysis, the danger is even greater, as dialysis is required to remove excess potassium that the kidneys cannot process. The problem is compounded by the fact that potassium is a silent threat. Unlike sodium, which can be measured easily by blood pressure changes, high potassium often produces no immediate symptoms until it reaches critical levels. Early signs may include fatigue, tingling sensations, or muscle weakness, but in severe cases it can cause sudden cardiac arrest without warning. This makes bananas, despite their innocent appearance, potentially dangerous for seniors over 50 with declining kidney function. Does this mean all patients with kidney disease must eliminate bananas completely? Not always. The type of banana, its ripeness, and the portion size all play important roles. Green or less ripe bananas tend to have slightly less available potassium compared to fully ripe ones, as some starch has not yet converted into free minerals. Smaller varieties such as baby bananas provide less potassium per serving simply due to size. Additionally, some preparation methods can lower potassium content. For example, studies show that boiling bananas and then discarding the water can reduce potassium by up to 50%, making them somewhat safer for kidney patients when consumed in moderation. Portion control is also critical. Instead of eating a whole banana, a person with kidney disease might be able to safely consume 1/3 or half of a banana, depending on their stage of kidney function and the dietary plan prescribed by their physician or dietitian. Careful monitoring of blood potassium levels is essential, as tolerance varies from person to person. The National Kidney Foundation generally recommends limiting potassium intake to 2,000 milligrams per day for patients with advanced kidney disease, which means even small amounts of banana must be counted carefully. It is also important to consider the overall diet. Foods such as oranges, potatoes, spinach, and tomatoes are also rich in potassium. If a patient is already consuming these foods, adding bananas on top increases the cumulative risk. For seniors managing kidney disease, it is better to prioritize lower potassium fruits, such as apples, pears, berries, or grapes. These alternatives provide vitamins and antioxidants without the same risk of potassium overload. Group 1. People with stomach problems and peptic ulcers. Bananas are widely regarded as one of the most stomach-friendly fruits, often recommended for their smooth texture, mild flavor, and natural nutrients. For healthy people, they provide valuable potassium, fiber, and vitamin B6 while being easy to digest. Yet for individuals suffering from stomach problems such as gastritis, acid reflux, or peptic ulcers, bananas may not always be a safe choice. Seniors over 50 who experience a higher prevalence of digestive issues should be especially careful about when and how they consume bananas. The primary concern for people with ulcers or chronic gastritis is the acidity and starch profile of bananas. While fully ripe bananas are relatively soothing, green or semi-ripe bananas contain higher levels of resistant starch and tannins. Resistant starch is more difficult to digest, and tannins can stimulate acid secretion. Together, these properties can aggravate existing inflammation of the stomach lining, leading to symptoms such as burning pain, nausea, or bloating. According to the World Journal of Gastroenterology, 2014, individuals with chronic gastritis experienced a 15 to 20% increase in acid reflux symptoms after eating unripe bananas compared with ripe ones. Another factor is that bananas are classified as a high FODMAP food when unripe. FODMAPs, fermentable oligo-dimonosaccharides, and polyols are short-chain carbohydrates that are poorly absorbed in the small intestine. In sensitive individuals, especially those with overlapping irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, these compounds can ferment in the gut, producing excess gas and abdominal discomfort. Research from Monash University indicates that green bananas contain significant levels of resistant starch that can trigger bloating and discomfort, particularly in people with functional dyspepsia or IBS-like symptoms. Bananas also contain biogenic amines, including serotonin precursors, which can stimulate gastric activity. In healthy people, this effect is negligible, but in patients with peptic ulcers or gastritis, it may intensify pain and acid secretion. The problem worsens if bananas are eaten on an empty stomach. In this case, the fruit is digested rapidly, potentially stimulating a surge of gastric acid that irritates the stomach lining further. Seniors who rely on bananas as a quick morning snack are particularly at risk of experiencing worsening reflux or ulcer discomfort. Scientific data highlight how common these issues are. According to the American College of Gastroenterology, about 30% of adults over 50 experience recurrent reflux or gastritis-like symptoms. Dietary triggers rank among the leading causes of flare-ups. While bananas are often included in the short-term BRAT diet, bananas, rice, applesauce, toast, for acute stomach upset, frequent consumption of unripe or semi-ripe bananas in individuals with chronic gastritis may do more harm than good. This does not mean that all bananas must be avoided by people with stomach issues. Ripe bananas, which are softer, sweeter, and lower in resistant starch, tend to be gentler on the digestive system. As bananas ripen, the starches convert into simple sugars, reducing the fermentable content and lowering the risk of gas and bloating. Eating a small portion of ripe banana after a meal rather than on an empty stomach may allow individuals to benefit from the nutrients without provoking excess acid production. Portion control is equally important. A whole medium banana contains around 3 grams of fiber and 12–14 grams of sugar. While the fiber may help regulate bowel movements, large portions can overwhelm sensitive stomachs. Seniors with ulcers may find it easier to tolerate just a few slices of ripe banana, especially when paired with non-acidic, low-fat foods like oatmeal or yogurt. On the other hand, foods made from bananas, such as banana smoothies with added sugar, banana bread, or fried bananas, can exacerbate reflux and irritation due to their higher fat or sugar content and should be avoided. In summary, bananas are often seen as a miracle fruit packed with nutrients, but they are not suitable for everyone. For seniors over 50, eating them without awareness can worsen existing conditions like stomach problems, kidney disease, or diabetes. The key is knowing your body, choosing the right type of banana, and consuming them wisely. By making informed choices, you can protect your health and continue to enjoy a balanced diet for years to come.